Hello everyone, Rocka 3.0 here, and today guys I'm going to review a LEGO Hero Factory set released in 2011 as part of the second wave, so the summer wave of sets. And it's going to be one of the 6 new heroes, and it's going to be a new character called Rocka 3.0. So here's the box, you can see, or the canister, which uses the same mold as before, so no new molds for the canister. As you can see, even the canister lid is the same, except the fact that this time it's lime green for all the heroes instead of orange in the first wave. So all the canister lid will be lime green. Of course, you have the picture on the front with the LEGO Hero Factory logo, the H logo with the green color, because well, with the gold color, in fact, because Rocka XL used gold, as you can see in this color scheme. We're going to talk about that in the review itself, of course. Of course, you can see the hero, and on the background, all the jungle, some heads right there, and also some animals. Oh no, in fact, it's Witch Doctor, one of the one of the 3 titans released in this wave. You can also notice this little picture right there, which tells you that with the code under the canister lid, you can enter this code on the Hero Factory website to play the quick crusher game with Rocka 3.0. Let's move on to the back of the box, which shows you combiner models that you can make with both, well, with Stormer and Rocka, as you can see. Then a 1:1 picture scale of the Rocka's hero core, and also the fact that you can put Rocka in his canister like all the other heroes. That said, let's move on to the instruction booklet. So, as you can see, there is nothing really to talk about. It shows you in 4 steps how to enter the code and play the game once again. Then you got the instructions, and you build you build Rocka in 10 steps. Then the parts list, a bigger picture for the combiner model, an ad for the comic builder on the Hero Factory website, and an ad for the Hero Recon Team website, which allows you to build and buy your own hero, and finally a nice battle scene between Warjo and Bulk, plus an ad for the Hero Factory first movie, and the win page, of course, with the screaming kid that you all like. That said, it's time to move on to the set itself now. So first, let's begin with the frame, because as you may remember, in the first wave, we got a new type of construction which used mostly ball joints and connectors to make characters and to put armor. So in fact, we still have pinholes, as you can see, but they will not really be used. So you can see the frame. Well, first, the body frame is the thin one. This means we're going to have just 2 ball joints instead of 4 ball joints on the shoulder section, so a thin frame, as you can see. For the rest, it's the same part as previously seen. You can notice that we're going to have some dark gray part. This will be the case on each hero, and that's quite nice for the recolors. Other parts which are quite interesting is the fact that we're going to use some long frame part for the leg, as you can see, and this means Rocka will be, I think, the taller and the thinner of all the heroes. In terms of recolors, you can also notice 3 new recolors. First is the foot, which use the same mold, but this time come in, well, they come in gold, which is quite a cool color. Also the hand, so the 4 fingerhead hand, which comes in black. It's a new recolor, which is quite cool. You can find, if you want, another black hand in the Stringer set, if I'm correct. And then you got the head, which is recolored in white, which is also quite cool. Right there. And that's all for the recolors. So let's move on to the armors. And first, the legs. So, well, excuse me, let me just take the instruction booklet, because I'm quite new to this with this new heroes. Yeah, like that. So yes, first armor is going to be this little one, which I think is a recolor because it's coming black. So yes, for the color scheme, you're going to have some dark metal, gold, silver, black, and white. And I think that's quite all, if you accept the transparent green for one of the armor part. So new recolor, I think, for this little armors. We're going to put 2 of this. Notice that the legs are symmetrical, and we're going to use a new recolor with this armor part in gold, which comes in gold, and it's quite cool. So of course it works like with these ball joints and these connectors inside the armor, for those who do not know, and you can also notice the 2 points of connection right there. which sometimes are useful. I'm not really sure if they will be useful in this set, I think for the main body armor, but apart from that, that's all. Let's move on now to the this left arm, and we're going to link the special armor plate, as you can see, which comes this time in strong green. So remember, all the heroes of the first wave got some printed part. It's the same for this wave, but this time they all come in strong green, and they will have a magnificent print, as you can see, which tells their name and also the animal that they represent, because you have to know that in this new wave, each hero represents an animal, and in the case of Rocka, it's the lion. We're going to link this thing like that. Now let's move on to the right arm. We're going to use once again this type of little armor, and then we're going to link the second end, which is like most of the heroes, a big claw. And how to make a big claw? Well, first we need a new mold, and I think this is the first time we see a new mold in this review, because it was mostly recolors for now. So here is the new mold, one of the new molds. As you can see, we got 4 points of connection for clips, 2 little holes right there, and of course a ball joint, a connector, or ball socket under it. So it comes in gold, I think it comes in dark metal or in silver and Stormer, and well, it's a new recolor, so it's quite cool, and a new part. And we're going to continue with the new part with first some new little claws, as you can see, which got 1 clip of connection right there, and looks like that. As you can see, they are really bended, and they are made out of hard plastic. We're going to link this part like that, 2 of them, by the way, which will be linked on the sides. And now we're going to link a new part, which looks like that, so a new spikes, and as you can see, we got 3 points of connection, so you can use this point of connection to, for example, link this part on this type of thing. But that's not the case right there, because right here we're going to use a bot arm from the Exoforce sim, well, the old Exoforce sim, and now we're going to link that on the points of connection on the middle. Second one. And here we go, we have the claw finished. Excuse me. Right. So quite long, as you can see. Just have to link that to the ball joint. And now we just have 2 elements to link. So first, the body armor. So nothing really new right there. So we already know these parts. It's not a new recolor, but of course, the parts on top of it will be recolor in a gold, obviously. Like that. So we link that thanks to the little points of connection. And then a new recolor for the hero core, obviously, which comes in white. We link that on the ball joint, and well, we are nearly done. Now, the final part, which is also a new mold, and which is well, not exclusive to this set, because you can also find it in the Rocka XL set. It's of course the helmet, which represents a lion's head, as you can see, and which is also quite big. So you can see we have the mouth, which is open. You can also notice the little eyes and the 2 points of connection right there. Just have to link this like that. And here we go. So excuse me. Like that. And Rocka is finished. So now it's time to do a little turnaround. We'll talk about the articulations, and then we will move on to the sum up of this set. So is it worth it or not? So for information, I found these sets on Amazon.fr, so you might find them on Amazon.com, but they are not released in stores yet, in France at least. So, well, here we go, I think. Time to talk about the articulations, and first the legs. So let's move on this thing. So there is no problem for the pelvis section. As you can see, there is absolutely no problem. You can turn this the way you want. Then you have the knee section, which once again can go to the maximum, which is really cool. And then you got the foot, which will block, of course, on the armor a little. But apart from that, it's all good for the legs. Now it's time to talk about the arms. Excuse me, guys. And first, the left arm. So no big problem, of course, right there, as you can see. Then for the elbow, well, it blocks at 90 degrees because of the armor. As you can see, it blocks at this point, so you can't move these things tighter than that, and the end, excuse me, doesn't really have any problems, if I'm correct. Yes, just have to force a little, and it works great. And then we're going to have the, excuse me for this pose, guy. We're going to have the second arm. Once again, no problems at all. Then for the elbow, excuse me if you see mostly my hands, it's quite hard to show you how it works, which can move up to 90, as you can see, more than 90 degrees, and it's quite cool. And then you got the big claws. You can't, of course, turn this way like that, but you can turn it inside. And of course, you got 1 point of rotation per claw, so like that, for example. And I think that's all. So I'm going to do a little pose of, oh yes, and yes, finally, excuse me, the head, which can't really move down because, as you can see, the mask is quite big, the helmet is quite big, so you can't move them on the side if you want, and up, but not really down. And that said, I think I'm going to do a little pose. Right there, trying to make it look good on the camera, on the webcam. And here we go. So it's time to do a little sum up. So first, let's talk about the color scheme. So the color scheme is quite great. In fact, the gold looks really marvelous, plus the white. It's really a nice combination of the two. Of course, we got the usual black and dark gray, which mix pretty well together. And in fact, the only problem I have with the color scheme might be on the left arm, because we go from black to dark gray to black, and so this it seems that this end is quite like a glove, in fact, and not really an end because of the contrast between the dark gray and the black right there. So it's kind of look like a glove, excuse me. So it might look a little strange for some people, a little weird, but well, it's maybe a little complex. But apart from that, I don't see really any big problems. Then we have the parts selection, which is really great because we have, if I'm correct, like 4 new molds. So these two claws, the big end, and of course obviously the head, which is exclusive to this set and the Rocka XL1. So only a great selection of parts in terms of new molds, but also in terms of free colors, because you got new black parts, new gold parts, new dark gray parts for the frame, the printed parts. So obviously, in terms of parts selection, it's all good. It really gives you a nice selection of new parts, and well, really great. And these new parts are also pretty beautiful. They're really well done recolors. Now you got the construction, so of course the building is quite easy. It's all about ball joints and connectors that you link together for at least, and not, well, with the exception of the close part, which works with some clip. But apart from that, well, that's all. So there is nothing really impressive in that. It works, it's okay, so nothing really more to say about the construction. Then you got the overall design, and I think it's pretty great because first, I think that's the only one he were to use a thin body frame plus some long legs, and it really looks like he's a born leader, if you excuse me, even if I know that Stormer is supposed to be the team leader of the Alpha team. Yes, if I'm correct. But yes, apart from that, he's really a natural born leader in terms of design. And well, also all the armors are put in a nice way. There is no empty space at all, and in fact it works great. So well, let's talk about the articulations now, and I will do a little final sum up after that. So the articulations are all good except for the left arm, which blocks a little, and of course, well, obviously the head, which can't really look down. Also, little problems in terms of design is that the head covers the eyes also, so it can't really look in front of him because the eyes are really in front of the teeth. So well, it can be a little problem, but apart from that, if you want my final thoughts on this set, it's really a great set because even if we got some little problems, it's really nothing in comparison to all the good points he has, and he got really a lot of good points. So like I said, the color scheme is really great. The gold and black way looks marvelous, plus the new head and hero core in white really looks good. In terms of part selection, it's all good. And of course, in terms of design, because that's one of the most important things, in terms of design, it all looks great. So maybe some people will complain about the fact that he got 2 super long claws and 2 little ones. Maybe that will not really please everyone, but for me, it will look good. And the ads, the different new mods and all really makes this set, I think, maybe a must-have, maybe a must-buy, because it's really a little flawless, if you want my opinion. But well, maybe you have different opinions than mine, and I think that also, if you have, like I said, questions or comments about this set, feel free to ask them. If you have another opinion than mine, for example, if you don't find him appealing at all, well, tell me why. I will happily answer your comments and your questions and your opinions. And I think that's also Rocka, in a nutshell, it's really a great set, which really features tons of new parts, plus it's one of the new heroes, because it was not released in the previous wave. So all around, a great set. I can recommend you this one to you. And I think it will be also, like I said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that said, hope you enjoyed this video review, guys, and see you later for another video. Bye-bye!